She was just trying to get home after a 14-hour shift at the hospital. Sarah Martinez, 32 years old, scrubs still on, exhaustion written across her face. The subway car was packed, rush hour in downtown Seattle, and she found herself squeezed between strangers, holding the overhead rail with an aching arm. That's when she felt it, the first shove. Hard, deliberate, from behind. She turned her head slightly, caught a glimpse of three men, mid-20s, expensive sneakers, designer jackets, laughing like they owned the world. One of them, the tallest, with a snake tattoo crawling up his neck, locked eyes with her and smirked. "Move," he said, his breath reeking of alcohol. Sarah didn't respond. She was too tired for this. Too tired for confrontation. She just turned back around, tightened her grip on the rail, and tried to ignore them. But they weren't done with her. Another shove, harder this time. She stumbled forward, nearly losing her balance. A woman next to her gasped. The other passengers? They looked away. No one wanted trouble. No one wanted to get involved. That's when it happened. The knee, straight into her ribs. Sharp, brutal. Pain exploded through her side as she doubled over. The wind knocked completely out of her lungs. I said, "Move!" Snake Tattoo shouted, his voice echoing through the car. His friends erupted in laughter, high-fiving each other like they'd just won some sick game. Sarah clutched her side, trying to breathe, trying to process what had just happened. And in that moment, something changed in her eyes. Not fear, not panic. Something else entirely. Something cold, calculated, dangerous. She straightened up slowly, her hand still pressed against her ribs. When she spoke, her voice was quiet, almost gentle. "You need to apologize." The three men looked at each other and burst out laughing again. "Oh, she wants an apology," one of them mocked. Snake Tattoo stepped closer, towering over her. "What are you gonna do about it, sweetheart? You gonna cry? You gonna call for help?" He leaned in, his face inches from hers. "No one here's gonna help you." Sarah tilted her head slightly, and for just a second, just a fraction of a moment, something flickered across her face. Not anger, not fear, a smile. Small. Knowing. "Last chance," she said softly. Snake Tattoo reached out to shove her again. Big mistake. Huge mistake. What happened next took less than 3 seconds. Sarah's hand shot up, caught his wrist mid-air, twisted it in a direction wrists aren't supposed to twist. The sound of his scream filled the subway car as she dropped her weight, used his own momentum against him, and sent him crashing face first into the metal pole. Before his friends could even react, she'd spun, her elbow connecting with the second guy's solar plexus, dropping him like a stone, gasping for air that wouldn't come. The third guy, to his credit, actually tried to fight back. He threw a wild punch. Sarah ducked under it effortlessly, swept his legs, and had him on the ground in a submission hold before he even knew what happened. The entire subway car was silent. Jaws dropped, eyes wide. And Sarah? She calmly adjusted her ponytail, brushed off her scrubs, and looked down at Snake Tattoo, who was now cradling his broken wrist, tears streaming down his face. "I'm Lieutenant Sarah Martinez," she said, her voice still that same gentle tone. "United States Navy SEALs, 7 years active duty, 2 tours overseas, and I really just wanted to get home and take a shower." Someone in the car started clapping, then another person, then another. Within seconds, the entire subway erupted in applause. An older man helped her up, shaking her hand vigorously. A teenager recorded the whole thing, the video already going viral before the train even reached the next stop. And those 3 guys? They sat there, broken and humiliated, waiting for the police who were called to meet them at the next station. But here's the thing that made this story truly special. When the cops arrived, when they saw what happened, one of the officers recognized Sarah. Turned out, his son had served under her command. His son, who'd struggled with PTSD, who'd almost given up, but Sarah had personally spent months helping him, training him, believing in him, when he couldn't believe in himself. That officer made sure everyone knew exactly who they were dealing with. Made sure those three men understood they hadn't just attacked a random woman on the subway. They'd attacked a decorated war hero, a guardian, a protector. Sarah gave her statement, declined to press charges for herself, said she didn't need to, they'd learned their lesson, but agreed to testify about the assault, so others would be protected. As she finally left the station, heading home in the early morning hours, she passed a group of young girls who'd heard about what happened. One of them, couldn't have been more than 10 years old, tugged on her sleeve. "Miss, are you really a Navy SEAL?" Sarah knelt down, looked her in the eye, and smiled. "I am. And you know what? You could be too. Don't let anyone tell you you're not strong enough, not tough enough, not good enough. You define your own limits, no one else." Sometimes, the people who look the most vulnerable are actually the most dangerous. Sometimes, the quiet ones are the warriors. And sometimes, bullies learn the hardest lesson of all. You never know who you're messing with. Sarah Martinez went home that night, took that shower, and slept peacefully. Those three guys? They'll think twice before they ever lay a hand on anyone again. Justice served. Lesson learned. And one more reminder that heroes walk among us every single day.